Welcome to the Men of High Value channel. If you're between the ages of 15, 18, 25, 35, whatever it is, if you're a young man and you're single and you're trying to figure out life, this is the right place for you because we're going to help you to figure out what your priorities should be in order for you to obtain ultimate joy, bliss, and happiness out of this lifetime. Let's get started. What should be your priority? You've probably asked yourself that question. What do I do? What's am I supposed to prioritize right now? I don't know what to focus on. Will you help me, Joseph? I'm right here. What we want to help you to realize is that you want to set yourself up for future success. Whether you have success now in the next month or in the next 6 months or 12 months is completely irrelevant compared to the big picture that you want to have ready and be functioning properly over the next 20, 40, 60 years or more. You want to know that once you've gone in the specific direction for the next 10, 20, 40, 60 years, that you have made wise decisions that you can look back at and say, holy crap, I'm so glad I made that decision. Exactly. So in order for you to be able to do that, we need to know what to prioritize. Should you prioritize school? Should you prioritize getting a job? Should you prioritize starting a business? Should you prioritize getting a girlfriend? Should you prioritize your family? What should you be thinking about in your early years? This is the channel for you. What I would suggest is to always begin with the end in mind and then reverse engineer that entire process of the future, reverse engineer it, and then get back to the now. In the future, what would you want to have experienced? Well, we want joy, bliss, and happiness. Well, that comes from relationships, okay? What do you need in order for relationships to actually work? Well, very often people have relationships, good relationships. I'll give you an example. When you were in school, you probably had some great relationships there. What happened once you grew up? What happens once you moved away from your high school area or went to college or once you started working at a job? You didn't see your high school friends as often as you used to before, did you? That is an example of beginning with the end in mind. In 60 years' time, you probably won't be hanging out with your high school buddies. If you know that, then your high school buddies, if you're still in high school, are probably not your biggest priority or should not be. The relationships that you're probably going to have or the people that you are going to be with and have as your inner circle throughout your life and at the end of those 50, 60 years are probably not going to be the people that you're with right now. Why? Because most of you are not in the socioeconomic status where people are actually really nice to you. They have people skills. They're educated. They understand how life works. They've become successful. They're multimillionaires. You're probably not hanging around those type of people, but you will in the future, won't you? Because you're going to become successful. So you might as well understand that maybe the people that I'm spending time with right now and prioritizing, including some of my family members, although I'll probably, spend some time with them in the future when I'm old as well. It's great. But the most important people in your life are probably not in your life yet, especially if you haven't gotten married and you don't have kids yet. So if we reverse engineer that aspect, what is the most important thing that you need to be doing in your early years to set yourself up for lifelong bliss, long-term, in the relationships department? Money. It is to make money. And I'll get back to why that's so crucial when it comes to relationships. Let's just tackle health for a second. Reverse engineer. We begin with the end in mind. What's happening? Well, I'm pretty healthy as an old person. I'm 80 years old. I can walk, I can run, I can do a lot of different things, play with my grandkids, yada, yada. What had to happen in order for you to achieve that? Well, you had to start some regular habits early on that you could bring with you throughout life and become better at over time. What are some examples of that? Well, if you work out and if you become good at stretching, Okay, because there's two aspects to it. You got to be strong, but you also got to be flexible. And then the other aspect is maybe learn martial arts. Maybe learn how to, guns. Maybe you learn all those things that will allow you to be able to protect yourself and keep you fit throughout your entire life, so that at the end of the rainbow, so to speak, you have lived a joyful life with bliss and happiness, and you've just freaking loved it. Right? So in terms of health, you start now, but you don't need to massively put in 6 hours a day at the gym, or even 2 hours for that matter, in order for you to have an amazing 80-year-old life. What you need is information. What do you need is knowledge. What do you need is expertise. And for that, you need money. All right? The third category of life is financials. How do you want it to look like at the end of your life? You want to be flippin' stinking rich? I sure hope so. Okay, so if that's the case, let's reverse engineer it one more time and see what needs to happen in order for you to be filthy stinking rich once you're old. Should you wait with investing? Should you wait with setting up your business? Should you wait being an entrepreneur? No. The older you become, the less likely it is that you'll ever start a business. The older you become, the less likely it is that you'll ever start a business. So when should you start it? As soon as possible. Being an entrepreneur and becoming a business owner is completely and utterly necessary if you want to become filthy stinking rich. Can you invest in other people's businesses and just have a full-time job? Yes, but the probabilities are small that you will become filthy stinking rich. You might become a millionaire. But who wants to be a millionaire and pinch save at the end of your life? No one wants that, right? I mean, some people believe that that's what they have to do, but you don't have to do that now that you found this channel, okay? What I recommend is that you start the process towards financial freedom, because it's going to help in every single category of life. Okay, let's go through it now. Relationships. How is good financials, how will starting a business help you to have fantastic relationships in your life? First of all, if you make money compared to, let's say you started now to delve into the romantic aspect and try to set up a family and have kids immediately, like I did, okay? If you do that, you're going to get someone that's probably less perfect than someone else that you would end up with later in life, okay? Now, no offense to my wife, she's absolutely fantastic, but I'm just saying from your standpoint, you don't have to work towards making you and the partner that you've got personally grow to get to the point of amazingness so that you can enjoy your life. It's much better and much faster if you work on yourself, become freaking amazing, and then take on romantic relationships where those women are flipping amazing too. But they're automatically amazing because you are amazing. Like back then, you are you. So you can get what you're capable of getting at that age. And at that maturity level. And at that financial socioeconomic level. But if you actually climb the socioeconomic ladder, now you can actually have a woman that's 10x. And you don't have to change her or help her to personally grow towards the level you want her to be. She's already flipping amazing. And she just simply needs the money to just enjoy life, relax, and continuously work on herself without having to fix stuff in the past. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're setting yourself up for relationship bliss, at least with your inner circle and your family, your women and your kids. You need the financials to be set up in the beginning. And there's nothing better than actually setting that up before you find them, right? So the second aspect of it is also your friends. So not only your relationships, your inner circle, your family, but also your friends, your network. Your network is your net worth. Who do you have in your network right now who deserves a spot 60 years' time? Not many, or they shouldn't have at least, okay? Because then that means you'll remain the same, which means that you'll never change, which means that you'll never progress to actually have that, what I'm promising you in the future, if you do what needs to get done over a long period of time, following the steps on this channel. So You need money. You need financial freedom in order for you to find the people that you would love to spend time with for the rest of your lives, right? And then when it comes to your health, man, there's nothing better than having money when it comes to your health. You can eat healthy. You can have someone cook for you. You can have regular meals so you don't have to skip anything because you're too busy working. You can also, hey, think about this. You can also manage to hire personal trainers, hire flexibility coaches, hire people that understand how the organs work and how the hormones work and get optimal hormonal balance, yada, 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 yada. Do you understand what I'm saying? You focus on money, but maintain your health at the same time. I'm not saying never focus on health and don't exercise, because then there's no point to it. And it's kind of the same with money, right? If you or same as being an entrepreneur. If you don't become an entrepreneur early on, it's going to become harder and harder to become an entrepreneur, right? It's the same thing with health. If you're not healthy early on in your life, the longer it goes, the less probability is that you're going to be healthy long term, right? Your health decreases exponentially over time. So make sure that you take care of it so that exponential growth curve happens later and not very soon, if that makes sense. You need the money. And then, having said that, why would you want to live your life without money? It doesn't make any sense. We've got 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds these days becoming rich. How? Because they're learning valuable skills online, and then they're using the global marketplace to promote whatever it is that they're selling, the product and service that they've got, and then they're scaling because they've learned how to scale from learning online, just like this from this channel or from any other channel that teaches financial freedom, and they've taken care of business. That's what I want for you as well. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take massive amounts of grit, hard work ethic, and discipline and focus. But once you actually do it and you make it the main priority in your life, it's going to change everything. Trust me on that. Start your financial freedom journey today. Make sure you subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.